Hello, I'm Mentalism, and welcome to Roll For It. Here we're going to be playing some Shadowrun, which is, of course, a lovely post-cyberpunk mixed with fantasy technological RPG, where we're going to probably end up with our runners doing some very illegal deeds, and then try and get away with it. Possibly not well. We'll see.
Don't do anything illegal.
Yeah, you says.
So, we have Avak as Suda, the Technomancer. We have Steejo as Kava, the face slash maybe a little bit mage. Steejo...
He's basically a
sorry.
magelet.
Yeah, pretty much. Shen as Pug, the troll. I guess you're a street samurai, but in your own special way. And Splatter as Blowback, the... I guess you're a driver? Slash street samurai.
Yeah, basically.
Driver, mechanic, street samurai. So, we'll be diving right back in. Last week, they managed to pick up a job, which was to rig a mixed martial arts slash wrestling slash boxing match, and basically get one of the contestants thrown out for doping, however they see fit. And then one of their contacts came with a cunning plan that then they put in Pug as a ringer, as a last-minute substitute, to get some really good odds. And if they win, however they choose to do that, legally or illegally, they could get some great odds on that and make some good Noyan. And then there's a possibility of maybe then disqualifying Pug afterwards or something, but I don't know if that's gone fully through. People are still debating exactly how they're going to go with these plans. They started doing some surveillance and some legwork. There's an interesting bit where Kaba got kind of unconscious by a baseball bat.
He got unconscious.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better way of describing it other than... It is now. While trying to plant some money for the Irish mob. The Irish mob then let you off the hook in exchange for double in 2 weeks. Pug then went undercover as the amazing undercover troll samurai who just about managed to pull off a pretty good routine of I'm looking for an apartment in this lovely high-rise building. Since actually Pug has taken a load of karma into bumping charisma and the social skills group, so maybe be even better at that in future. And then we had Blowback pop into the gym of the person they're meant to be doping, Tiny the troll, find Tiny, who is a 3-meter tall troll, and end up getting a little bit of training from him, at which point Tiny offered him membership of the boxing club, which he took up. Almost bumped into an old friend, Bob the orc, who chat hasn't met yet. Carefully avoided him and exited with a kind of tentative quick step, not wanting to have too many interactions with too many people crossing the streams at once. And I think we get back as everyone sort of has gone to sleep, is going to sleep, going on nights out, and resume play.
Meeting some lovely ladies.
What was that, Kaba?
Yep, got lucky last night.
That's true. He's the first person to get laid in the stream. He's getting how he lives it.
You assume.
Okay.
I like to believe that Shen has gotten lucky more than once, or rather Pug has gotten lucky. Maybe with Blowback, actually. You know, those nights, they get cold in that lockup.
Meta humanity, we stick together.
I don't know, Pug and Kaba.
That's just disgusting.
Yeah, they have like a hate-love thing going on.
Yep. Anyway, so you've all just woken up, got up out of bed, kicked other people out of bed. What are your plans for today? You have a few days. I think you've got about 5 days, if I recall correctly, until the fight.
Caber, are you back at the house yet? Or are you still out and
Well,
about?
I mean, obviously I stayed the night at hers, not mine. I wouldn't take her back to mine, that's just ridiculous. So, yeah. I'm just heading back to mine, just walk of shame or pride. I mean, depends what you go for.
I think it's pride on your end. I'm gonna send a message over to Caber, indicating that we have plans to talk about for the day. We got things we need to talk about with the hotel.
Alright.
Yeah, it's gotta be quick.
I was going to send a message back to Blowback just saying, yeah, like, it's fine, man. I kind of worked out all my frustrations of yesterday, and I'm pretty happy to come back and have a little chat about what's going on.
All right. So aside from that, I guess I'm going to make myself useful tinkering with the van for a little bit. Nothing specific. No roles, no anything like that. But while I wait for everybody to gather, I'm just going to be in and about the van.
Okay. You do a little bit of work in your van. You check the oil level, etc. Check the headlight fluid. Okay. Anyone do anything else before you...
No, I'm just heading over to the lockup.
Okay.
I'm not unless someone calls me and asks me to.
Oh, that's true. Weren't you out with what's her name? That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot you were over at her place.
Lowry.
How rude.
Lowry,
See,
sorry.
Caber,
I'm bad
this
with
is
names.
why Caber can pull. He remembers people's names. It's a pretty important first step, actually. He might not remember for very long, but he remembers them when they're important.
Yeah.
I thought he had photographic memory.
That's
do.
true, actually. He
I do.
has an unfair advantage.
Yep, got that eidetic memory or whatever.
Sometimes
he's-
I intentionally ignore the names.
He's gonna have some weird nightmares where it's just the baseball bat hitting him in the face over and over and over again. You can't do
We
anything
just
about
hit
it.
They hit me in the knees, Pug. Come on.
To be fair,
See,
after
Pug
that,
does
he got
not
the
have
best
an
night's
eidetic
sleep
memory.
he ever got, so...
Maybe that's
Yeah.
the secret.
That's what you need is a baseball bat to the face, and you'll
I
sleep
really
like a baby.
needed it.
Yeah.
I think it's
We
got
found
something
it.
more to do with the lady that was with me, more than the baseball bat, but okay. Let's go with the
That was,
baseball
that
bat.
was part of his wonderful dream there.
Yeah.
Someone contact Big Pharma. We've solved insomnia.
Okay. So Suda hasn't been contacted. Pug, what about you?
Just relaxing, nothing to do right now.
Okay. So
Watching that trade.
Well, whilst I've got my sprite still out, I'm going to log in to one of the many Technomancer data havens that I'm aware of, and just look at the very basic resonance libraries. And I think I'm gonna start studying a new complex form.
Okay.
But for that, I need to roll. Let me quickly look this up. Learning new complex forms.
Are we still hanging out at Raj's place?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah. I mean, where are you right now, Pug?
I'm trying to find a nice place to put down that wonderful new troll we got.
I mean, if you want to do that at the lockup, you can, but you've also got your house, your other house, your main house.
No, I don't want to bring stuff like that over there. It's a personal item. It doesn't go there.
Okay. So
Probably
you can leave it at the
wise-
lockup if you want.
Wise move, honestly. Okay, right. Well, I need to roll a software plus. Let's see. It costs 4 karma. Software plus intuition. But since I've got my sprite there, I'm going to have it use one of its tasks to aid me in my study. And so it can add its levels worth of dice to my dice pool, which is 7. So that's my software plus intuition is, I believe that gives me 17 dice. Let me
Wow.
just double check that though. Yes, 17 dice.
That's a lot of dice.
Yes, it's not too bad. Bonus
Not
dice is
bad.
7.
All the better to critically fail with.
Oh, never,
Shut
never,
your filthy mouth.
never.
And the critical
My
fail,
lord.
what happens? Like the complex form like attacks you, or
No, there's no critical fail to it. It's basically I have to divide 12 by the number of hits that I get, and that's how many days of study it will take me to learn the new complex form. And I can just spend time over working on that. And just find out what is my mental limit. There we go. Right.
here we go. Heaps of die. 2 successes. Well
days of
done.
There it is.
Oh crap! That is
So
really
divide
bad
by
roll.
12. Go on.
No, you divide 12 by the number of hits you get.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have it like at the end of the run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fine.
Is there no retest on that? Like you can't edge it or anything?
You can't edge. Basically, any roll that normally happens outside game time, you can't edge, and this would include learning ones as well. Just because it
Gotcha.
makes like people who can like every day get extra edge, and they're like, huh, I can edge every learning test I ever do, which is just kind of crazy. So a lot of people just put that rule in just because otherwise it's insane. But yeah, okay, so, right. You don't know what's going on, but you're currently diving into your residence library and playing with basically the primordial goo of the internet. Effectively what it is. Except maybe not even primordial, maybe sort of the other way around, like it evolves from
Can I just
information.
confirm something? Didn't you say that the run was going to be a week and a few days onwards?
It was
like
going to
from the
be
beginning?
a week. Actually, no, it was going to be a week, 2 days, and you've had 2
so
days. So
I'll
yeah, you've got a
have it
week.
by the
You'll have
time
it
of the run,
literally
which
for
is-
the, yeah.
Which is perfect, because it's going to be important for the run. It's like, oh.
Okay, yeah, you'll have it the day before.
Yeah. Phew. Okay, good times.
Okay.
Glad I remember to do this.
So you're basically like zoning out, lying down, cushion behind your head.
Yeah.
Focusing on that. And Shen is currently Pug is currently walking around the lockup, trying to decide where to put this troll. Kind of little, like, ceramic troll going, "Brrr." Big head, overly sized muscles, very varnished, looks really tacky, but he likes it. Currently putting it in different places, wondering about how the positioning goes. Light.
He's framing it.
Yeah.
You got to be aware of the feng shui of this sort of thing.
It's very important.
That's true.
Yeah.
Feng Shui does exist in this universe, so you kind of want to be. You can't fuck up
Yeah.
your resonance or whatever.
I like
Yeah,
to
it's,
imagine that.
super important.
Yeah, I like to imagine as Pug puts it down in each place, he takes a picture and then like the Shadowrun equivalent of Snapchats it to everyone, just in different places around the lockup.
Is this okay?
So,
Is this okay? Is this
so
okay?
I'm
do you
going
think?
I'm going to wait until the feng shui is perfectly wrong, and then say, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect feng shui. Perfect feng shui, Pug.
Well, you would know that. That's actually magic. Not exactly your discipline, but you could know. So it's basically half an hour later, Pseudo's still diving into his residence archives. That Blowback and Caber and Pug all effectively happen to be in the same place. Caber probably being the last one in. Walking in to discover Pug walking around, placing a little troll all over the place.
All right,
Blowback
so I
tinkering
walk
his
in.
van.
I'm wiping my hands with just like a cloth rag or whatever, and I motion for Caber to come over. Because we
Am I
got to
there?
talk
That's fine.
about. Didn't you say we're all in the same place?
Well, I've made it there. Okay.
Yeah, I think you said we were
You're
all in
the
the same
last
place.
person to walk in because Blowback was working on the van and Pug was putting a troll around every single flat surface
Alright,
he could
alright.
find.
All right, man. I don't know what the fuck the troll is doing right now, but you and we have business. So we took a little bit of time while you were having your little vacation the other day, and we took a look around the hotel, and it looks like it's a pretty good spot for us to go ahead and drug Tiny. And so the plan as it stands right now is I've got a jumpsuit all purchased. I'm going to pose myself as a reformed criminal trying to get a job. Like, I really, really need this essentially at the hotel as a mechanic / maintenance guy. And I need you to make the introduction. And so the way that Pseudo and I figured it, you would be my drug sponsor or whatever. And you would be kind of like the fresh face in the nice suit, the respectable guy in the hotel. You're also an elf, which helps out a lot, who would be making the introduction and kind of giving me a little bit more legitimacy rather than me walking into this high-class 4-star, 5-star place and just begging for a job. So if it goes all according to plan, that'll give me full access to the entire place, and then from there we can manufacture work orders using Pseudo, or essentially I'll have access and keys to just about the whole place, which gives us a lot of tactical options here for drugging the guy.
Yeah. No, that sounds fine by me. I'll happily be your sponsor. That
Okay.
sounds like a perfect plan.
Yeah, did you want to head over there today, or did you want to give it a little bit of time? We can do it either way. I've got my suit upstairs. I can dress up, or I can just put on the jumpsuit. I don't know what you think would work better.
I mean, I would, in my opinion, you should put your suit on, but don't make it look too proper. Because you don't want to be too high class for these guys, especially if we're going with the fact that I'm your drug sponsor. So put your suit on, but make yourself look a bit disheveled.
Okay. Do it a little
Sorry,
proper.
just to out of character. Chat saying that I'm a bit low.
Yeah,
I've boosted
I mean,
you and I've decreased Blowback.
Oh, no worries.
I can keep increasing if need be.
So did you want to head over there today?
Well, I don't see why not. What else have we got on today?
Nothing that I know of. I think this is kind of like the next thing we need to work on. When we head over there, I'm going to suggest we take a cab because we actually had cameras on Pug when we sent him over to the hotel to do the recon, and the place seems pretty hoity-toity, and they definitely seem to have a sense of who should be there and who should not be there. And driving over in the van, I think, is going to get us pegged real quick. So we need to show up in some kind of classy... I don't know, we need to get like an Uber Black or something. Like something looks a little bit nicer when we pull up.
Yeah, man.
All right, for sure. So I'm going to put in the call to the cab company to give us a ride over to the hotel.
Okay, so you
And
pick
then I'm
a
gonna go get
nice
my
cab
suit on.
company.
Yeah, a nicer one.
Okay. Oh, hello, this is London Estate Cars. How can I help?
What was the name of the hotel real fast out of character?
You should have written down?
Huh?
Which you should have written down, which is shorthand for I didn't write
The
it on my
GM
board.
doesn't have it written down.
I was just getting excited about stumping the GM, and then you
I
flick
don't
it
think
back
you
on me.
ever
I was
had
like,
a
"Oh,
name
man."
for it. I think you just went to the
No.
hotel. I never thought
don't
you
think
actually
so.
had a...
Last week we were calling it the hotel. I don't think we
Okay.
had a name for it.
It's
Yeah.
so fancy that it's just the hotel where you stand.
It's
the hotel.
It's
duh.
the West Grand.
Okay. So I'm going to give them the address of the West Grand and say we have 2 for pickup and drop off there, and give them the location of a corner down the street from the lockup where we can meet him.
Did you say the corner down the street from the lockup? He literally says the address. He doesn't say that, but...
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, we will be there in 20 minutes.
Huzzah! Caber, let's go have adventures.
Let's do it.
There's so many ways this could go wrong. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so after
I think
getting my
it's a-
suit on, I start to head down to where the corner is, I guess.
It's
Okay.
a brilliant plan.
At this point, you start getting a comm call from Little Raj. Bling, bling.
I will answer. Hey, what's up, man?
Oh, what, mate? How you doing?
Oh, we're doing good. How you keeping, man?
I'm not doing bad, bruv. Not doing bad. Now, I was wondering, you know, it's been a couple of days. How's the group doing? How's the team, right? You got some solid plan, yo?
Yeah, everything's going good, man. We got it all lined up right now. There's a lot of little pieces coming together. We're hoping it doesn't fall over like Jenga, but this is feeling really solid right now, so don't worry yourself too much. I think we got this going on. I think it's going to happen.
Oh, sweet, sweet. The guys who were, you know, employing me to ask you to do this thing, they's trying to get, you know, Tiny back in the game. So hopefully this will do their job. But you know, they're kind of anxious to do it. I mean, they're pretty pro-like. They're kind of scary, but you know, just like to keep tabs, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that completely. They got a lot of money on the line right now, but you can assure them that we've got something that we feel really, really solid on, and it's actually in motion already. We've got a lot of the pieces in play.
Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet. That's proper good. Naz, just wondering, what do you think about my plan about sending Pug in as a ringer, right? And then getting, like, the really good, like, odds, yeah?
I think we were on board with that one. I think we were going to go in, after we get Tiny out of the way, I think we were on board with putting Pug in as a stand-in to see if we could make a little bit more money on top.
Oh, sweet. That's absolutely brilliant. What about that pseudo fella, right? He's your decker, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You talked to him lately? Is he, you know, on board?
Yeah, he's on board with the plan. We got it all taken care of. He had a few minor tidbits that he wanted to move around, but we were able to work with it, and so I think we got it going on right now.
Oh, sweet. Right. You got any, you know, questions or feedback? You want me to ask, you know, the Johnsons anything? Just, you know, shout, right?
Yeah, will do, man.
All right. Have a good mate.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see you later.
Laters. Boop. Okay.
That's true. I'm sinless right now. It's a little bit concerning. I was going to wait for the other sin to come through before we went over to the hotel. I'm going to message Pseudo real fast and see if Lowry has made any progress on that.
Okay, so my message comes up in my field of view because I pretty much live in AR.
Well, you're still,
easy
you know,
enough
in the deep resonance right now, but the message still comes up. If anything, it comes up a
the
bit more
deep
interesting.
resonance isn't where you go for resonance libraries. They're pretty
Sorry.
much just
You
like,
don't, yeah, the resonance library is like the meeting point, isn't it? Like there's a...
well, it's more or less like you know where deckers go. they just go
Yeah.
buy programs and swap code, while the Resonance libraries are basically where technomancers go to swap their code.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a meeting place. It's not like this religious, deep, quiet place where he goes to meditate sort of thing. He's like, hanging out on forums and shit like that. So.
Yeah. So effectively, you're doing this in VR or something, because it'd be faster in VR to just do the learning.
Yeah.
So basically,
it's
you're
easy enough.
for you right now. You're in effectively this place that looks like it's got like loads of filing cabinets, but they're sort of spiraling around like helixes and then like twisting around each other. And basically, you can just float around. Like, this place doesn't have a rule regarding gravity. Depending on different hosts and stuff do. You can just float around, and effectively looking at different files and so on is just an action of flying up to different like filing cabinets and pulling out drawers, and then files just start flying out and displaying themselves in front of you. And there's other people around doing that.
They're not even two-dimensional files. The files come out, and then they're just... It looks like a file to begin with, like a book, but as it unfolds, it's kind of like origami. It becomes a three-dimensional...
Yeah, like, those little like children's books where they've got pop-outs. Kind of like that, but like the folder folds over entirely, and then the entire thing turns into like a ball of information, like almost holographic. And there's other people around doing this as well. But then suddenly in front of you, a little kind of plain and looking out of place AR window pops up, and just blowback.
Yo, dude, what's up? I'm sort of busy right now, but do you need
Yeah,
something?
sorry, man. I wouldn't bug you about it if it wasn't pertinent, but do you know if Lowry's made any progress on that sin? I think that Caber and I are getting ready to go to the hotel, and I just realized that I need that. Otherwise, I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb. I don't think I got no chance of getting hired over there if I'm sinless.
Sure, I can get in touch with it. I bring up another AR window, and basically contact Lowry, who is actually not far physically from where I am, but I basically call her comlink and ask her on the status of the sin.
Hey Sudo, I've been working on it. I was actually it's a little bit awkward waiting for payment. But I mean, if you wanted,
no problems. Let me see. And as she says that, I kind of look over to Blowback's window in VR, and have you got money for it?
Yeah. What's the damage?
So what rating were you looking for?
3.
A 3. So normally that would run you at 7.5 grand, because it's 2.5 times the level. But Lowry is a loyalty 4? A loyalty 5? No, so that's 25% off. So you get 25% off of 7.5 grand. Which is...
I knew I was going to have to break out a calculator today.
1,500 plus half of 750, so
We're such bad people.
375.
We are such bad people, Studio.
So
This is the future. Come on, you have a calculator in your brain by now.
1875 off of 7,500.
56.25.
There we
So
go.
why do we delight in the uncomfortableness of others?
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna wire over an even 6,000 just as a thank you for taking care of it. Good, because this was a really quick job, and I appreciate the fact that you got it done quickly.
Okay.
So I pass that on, and my friend is really thankful that you're doing this for him on such short notice, and obviously for a significant discount. He really is thankful, and so am I.
Well, I didn't have anything better to do, so always happy to help.
Thanks. Right, so can we just transfer a sin like that? Is that something that can just be transferred, or is it more of a physical pickup?
In the fifth world, in the fifth generation with the sort of the wireless with the third generation matrix, you can just transfer it if you want, and it is designed for blowback. This is a third level sin, so it's got some information on there which is definitely specific to a dwarf, roughly blowback's height, weight, etc. I mean, the DNA is a dwarf's. It's not blowback's, but a lot of the other stuff is very close. It's got his picture on it.
I can pass that along. Is it a picture of him posing in his tighty whities?
Fortunately not, because I'm sure Lone Star would have something to say about that one.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
So good.
They got this fine body pegged. They put out an APB for me.
No, but that's where she got the wonderful picture from Lone Star.
The APB is sexy.
Lone
me.
Star were like, look at we they match perfectly. But yeah, you get the sin sent over. It's pretty good.
All right, good.
It
We're
puts
good to
your,
go,
it puts
Gabriel.
your
Sorry about
name
that, man.
as George Hasselhoff.
Didn't I request a specific name when I put it in? I think.
Yeah, you did.
Carmine Jacobs.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Then you can have Carmine Jacobs.
Cool.
Go for it. Name.
Yeah, that
at
was
the end of the day.
specific because I already gave Tiny my first name, so I was kind
Okay.
of in a corner on that one.
Yes. Yeah. True. Okay. Yeah. Carmine Jacobs. Other than that, your age is 32. You're a dwarf. Doesn't really have a lot of
Yay.
information about you. Effectively, most of the other information is linked into that, but the sin itself has some very basic information. It includes your DNA. You're not sure what the DNA is. You have been informed that it is dwarf.
Good enough.
Half
I'll
dwarf,
take it.
half grapefruit. It's all
It's
good.
better than Pixie.
Well, you're like 98% banana. As a
Yeah.
human, so
So it
half
says here that
grapefruit
you're a
wouldn't be so
Kiwi.
bad.
How do you feel about this?
Chat was wondering if Caber was still using Valentine Coleslaw as his ID.
No,
It's-
it was Blowback that had Valentin
Koslov.
Koslov as his.
Gotcha.
Wait, was it Valentin Koslov?
Yeah, I
No,
still have the
yeah.
Koslov
Oh, that's
one.
his real name. What was the fake sim?
No, Valentin Koslov was the fake sin.
The fake.
Or was it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Liam did.
No, I had
No, good.
something
memory.
to do with a butterfly.
Yeah, wasn't yours
Yes.
like Bernadette something, or like yours was like a female sin or something like
Yeah, it was-
that?
They called it the beautiful butterfly. Seconds, I've just got I've got it written down as beautiful butterfly.
Oh dear. So Lone Star's gonna be like, so what is your name? And you'll be like,
I'm the beautiful butterfly.
take him in. Put him in the psych ward. Yeah, but okay. So you go wait for the car, and eventually this sleek black tinted windows, kind of badass looking sort of short limo appears, sporting the logo of Seda Krupp on the side, so you know it's probably a BMW of some off-brand.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
They
good
didn't
build.
send the
quality.
Mercedes? Ah.
No, I'm sorry. You'd have to pay extra for that.
Yeah.
And then the driver gets out. He looks a little bit like this is an interesting neighborhood. Doesn't get cooled down here much. After you, sir. And he opens the door for you.
I enter the car. Thank you.
He's wearing like little white gloves.
Oh,
Black
he doesn't want to get
jacket.
the fingerprints on the car. This is real classy.
Yeah, it's cunning.
Caber, you getting in?
Yeah, I get in the other side.
Okay. Okay, but what is your first name that you're broadcasting? You don't have it written down.
The first name that I'm broadcasting?
You don't have it written down, do you?
No idea. I put it down as beautiful butterfly.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
then it is Bernadette
I'm pudding.
Billy
Christine.
Pala.
Bernadette Christine.
Stejo knows what.
So Bernadette Christine and Blowback, you're currently running as Carmine Jacobs. So as he sort of shuffles you in, he goes, there you go. Thank you very much, Bernadette and Carmine.
Yeah.
I will take you to, you wanted to go to the West Grand?
Yes, thank you.
Very well. And he goes around the front, gets in his door. There's a little partition. Presumably, it looks to your eye like it might be soundproof glass, possibly even bullet resistant.
Okay.
So before he
Sets off.
leaves, I say to him, please call me Bernie.
Very well, sir.
All right,
And he
so
sets off.
Bernie, when we get over there, there's a chance that we might meet Tiny. He knows me as Carmine Jacobs. I just want you to know that information before we head over there, and that's who I'm going to be operating as. When we talk to him, feel free, if he comes by, to make the introduction and set the next part of this in motion, invite him out to dinner or whatever, and see if maybe you can get him sat down. Just improvise, roll with it while we're in there if he shows up, all right?
That's no problem.
Okay. So, for a few minutes later, you end up pulling up out front of the West Grand. You see that there are, again, two people on the door wearing these sort of big black trench coats, little hats. There you go, sir. That will be 75 Noyen.
Okay, I wire the money over.
Okay. And he nods, and the door unlocks.
All right. Oh, it locks you in the car if you don't pay. That's gnarly. All right.
Well,
so
it's just locked for travel.
Oh. You can never leave. Pay me. It's like debtor's prison. How am I supposed to earn money if I'm trapped in this BMW?
You become the driver.
You've got wide reflexes, don't you, Blowback?
Yep.
They're worth, 100k.
You only have to
Repo
rip
Man
out my
suddenly
nervous
goes,
system to get
knifing
him.
him in the back of the taxi to take out his wide reflexes. Oh my lord!
Some people do that.
That's where the gloves come in handy.
So yeah, you get out. You're across the road from the West Grand. You can see that the two guys are definitely giving Blowback a bit of an eye. What do you want to do?
I'm essentially just gonna kind of like stare at the ground from here. I'm following Caber's lead since he's supposed to be doing introductions and sponsoring me and all that sort of thing. I'm looking all the world for like a convict that's trying to change his ways.
Okay. Roll me charisma plus etiquette. No, performance. Charisma plus performance, and I'll give you a +2 because you
Hooray.
are actually an ex-con. You are not trying to change your ways though, so.
My evil
Okay.
ways.
Right.
So I look sort of like a convict. All right, after you, Caber. Let's handle this thing. You might want to ask for a hiring manager, I figure. This is the best way to get this done.
Alright. Let's walk into the hotel.
Okay, I
Okay.
follow.
So you walk up to the front. And you had some fun yesterday, didn't you?
Me?
No, sorry, it wasn't you. No, it was Pug
had a
had some
lot of
fun
fun
at the front,
yesterday.
didn't it? Yeah. So yeah, you walk in. Your senior running as a 1, right?
I don't like that noise. Little blip noise.
Okay.
Bullshit like the wind if they call you on it. Bullshit like the wind.
So you walk in. The guy there holds the door open. They're definitely giving Blowback a little bit of an eye right now.
Oh yeah, they're
name was
racist in here. I
Charlie.
forgot to mention.
His name was Charlie.
His name was Charlie. I forgot about that.
Okay. You manage to get inside and you get into the entranceway. Big, sort of like 2-story high entrance hall. Big sort of oak and mahogany check-in desk down on the right. A couple of seats put around and some couches and stuff. And this sort of whitish beige leather and assorted fabrics with a little bit of fur trimming on some of them. Little smoking tables, etc. that people are just sitting at. A couple of them having some early drinks, etc. Looks like some mild business is being carried out in the lobby. A couple of attendants around.
We walk up to the reception desk.
Okay, you walk up to the reception desk. There is a blonde elf lady there. Oh, hello, sir. How can I help?
Hi, I was actually wondering if we could perhaps speak to someone in human resources.
What's it regarding, sir?
Well, I'm actually looking for a job for one of my good friends here.
Well, if you want to apply for a job, you can do through our Matrix site. And she sends a a Matrix code to the host, basically, over to you, Kaber.
Well, I mean, we're here already. There must be someone that we can speak to while we're here.
I mean, most of our hirings are conducted through that Matrix host.
Well, I mean, we're just looking for something low level. I mean, surely there's a position going.
Roll me negotiate, but roll it at a -4 because you haven't given her a pressing reason and Blowback looks sketchy.
I love my roles.
I'm sorry, sir, but you can always apply for one of our many open positions through the Matrix host, and I'm sure they'll be happy to help. We have several dedicated hirers looking for skilled talent. I'm sure that you can manage to find something applicable to your skill set over there.
Well, I mean, it's not for my skill set entirely. It's my good friend here. He's I mean, he's been a bit down on his luck, and we're just kind of looking for something to get him out of the rut. You know, I mean,
I speak
between
up and
you
I say I'm good with my hands. There's no machine that I can't fix.
between you and me, I mean, he kind of needs something to get him out of the lifestyle that he's been in. I mean, he's like he says, he's fantastic with anything that he lays his hands on. We're just looking for something to get him going, you know.
Okay, make a negotiate. You'll be at +2 because now he's like sketchy attire actually working for you, but you'll be at -2 because you've already failed one. So just make a flat negotiate roll.
We're back on the board.
I forgot to roll first impressions.
Yeah, you can add that to the roll.
This is like one of those things that we need to edge to because we have to have this for the plan.
Can I edge this? Can I edge this?
You may
Please.
edge
Man, the
re-roll. So roll number 15. The dice really do not like you today. You rolled 16 die and you got 1.
They didn't like us last week either. It's been ugly.
You've only got 1 point of edge, so
Yes, that's better. Thank
So
you.
there we
go,
Thank
finally.
you.
6 cumulative hits. And I got 2. I would have beaten you as well. So good use of edge there. 1 second, sir. And you see she kind of focuses off into the distance, and you assume she's using AR. One of our handlers from Human Resources will be down in a moment to talk to your friend. Is there anything else I can help you with, sir?
That's all we're here for today. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Oh man, you don't want to hear the term handlers at that hotel.
Yeah. That implies that we're animals or something. They're gonna come in with those little dog sticks.
You
They're
go
gonna
in
grab
the
us and drag us out by our necks.
You go into the downstairs elevator just like Pug did.
This elevator's going down. That's the opposite direction of where I want to go.
5 minutes into the game, edge used already.
Yeah. It's
We
okay,
need
man.
like
It was
those bloody dice like in Tharsis. For whenever Cable rolls his dice, they're
Yeah.
just cursed.
It's all blood.
we
So
needed that roll though, so.
yeah, you wait 2 minutes, and a guy, a pretty heavy-set looking human in a pretty robust suit, shows up. Make an etiquette roll, Caber. Not blowback, just Caber.
Yeah, don't make me do that. I'm gonna screw up and fart or something. It's just gonna ruin the whole thing.
Okay,
I love
4
the
hits.
idea that,
Yeah.
you don't know etiquettes, you just fart.
Someone's talking to me. Better fart.
I know. This is how I ingratiate myself in this kind of company.
Okay, but you could tell from the fit of the suit that this guy is A, carrying, and B, he's got a clip-on tie.
I take off my glove and extend a hand to shake his hand.
Hello, thank you very much. Your name is
Bernie.
Bernie. Yes, I was wondering. And you are Carmine. And he goes straight your hand.
Yes. And then I shake his hand.
Okay. I hear your friend's looking for a job.
Yes, that would be it.
Any other information?
He's like I said to your good friend at the reception desk, he's extremely good with his hands. He's very mechanical focused. He'll basically do anything that you could put him to. He's but I pull the guy away from blowback here. And I say he's been a bit down in his luck. We'll just try to get him kind of on the straight and narrow, kind of get him sorted out.
And you want us to hire a convicted criminal for our establishment?
Tax write-offs.
I mean, yes, he may be a convicted criminal, but like I said to you, he's trying to get back on the straight and narrow. He's been sober for over a year now. I will gladly vouch for him. I'm actually his sponsor. We're just trying to get his life back in check. I mean, he's been through an awful lot. His upbringing wasn't the greatest, so all I can ask is that you give the guy a chance.
Make a negotiate roll.
Without your edge to back it up. Oh, goodness.
Believe. You gotta believe.
I believe.
Focus.
There we go.
Woo! Yeah, see, that's what happens when you believe right there.
Don't need no edge, just need to sleep.
Well, I'm afraid we've got nothing going for any maintenance staff. We do have a couple of positions in security, but I'm dubious. What was your crime?
Is he speaking to me?
Yes.
I tell him that I used to run with a pretty rough clique in Seattle, in Redmond.
So how do you say it?
I got locked up for, a number of things, but anyways, I got picked up on a fight that ended up happening between two go gangs out in Redmond.
And so, what did you actually get charged with? What were you arrested for?
I actually interrupt you and say it was basic assault charges. I mean, it wasn't even deadly weapon. He unfortunately ended up in an altercation with as he says, a rival go gang, and it was basically a street fight. You know, these you know what these go gangs were like in the States. I mean, it's ridiculous, but like I says, he's changing his ways.
Okay, so I've got a question then. Blowback, when you commissioned that sin, did you ask for anything else other than Carmine Jacobs?
All I said is that it needs to, like, vaguely check out. I mean, it needs to check out, essentially. Like, it needs to be, like, good work on Lowry's part. But
Okay.
aside from that, no, nothing specific.
Fair enough. Okay, well, let's do some quick background checks. If you wouldn't mind walking with me. And he turns without really waiting for a response and starts walking back towards one of the lifts.
I look at Caber. Are we going to follow?
Yeah.
I don't say that, but just kind of like a look that says, are we going to follow him?
So I put my hand behind Blowback and urge him forwards.
Okay, so I follow him onto the lift then.
Okay. He doesn't actually go towards the lift. The lift is right next to the door to the security room. So he heads into the security room. Okay.
So I suppose I follow him.
Follow him in. Yep.
So he pops up to the security room. He pulls out a quick card key, slips it into the slot on the door, walks through, and you get into this room, which has got a number of sort of old-fashioned screens displaying information. A number of them just not working. There's a couple of lockers around. A few of them you recognize, especially Blowback, it's probably weapons lockers by the way that they are pretty well constructed, attached to the wall with several very deep bolts, and they have better security on the front of them than you'd normally expect for a tiny little locker. And he motions to a chair. There's only one chair. The other chair he's standing right next to and is about to sit in. So Caber's probably going to have to stand here.
Okay, so I sit down.
Okay. He looks off for a moment, and you guess he's looking into AR for a moment, and about 10 seconds later, someone else walks in from the door further into the secure office. This guy is a little bit shorter, still human, but almost dwarf height, not quite. And he's got this much more obvious comm link on his wrist that's sort of much shinier, much newer, and definitely he's probably the technical support for the security group. Right. And he starts just doing some basic checks on you. As you notice that he's definitely sort of looking at you very intently. You gather he's probably using his eyes to get a picture of you using his built-in contact lenses.
Something bad's gonna happen. I don't like where this is going.
That was almost a glitch.
He whispers to the other guy. Well,
Can I perception roll that?
you can.
Hooray! Perception! I knew there was a reason I bought you as a skill. Let's see what I've got here. Perception. Alright.
You gather a few words. Something like checks out and the elf, and also criminal record. That's all you can really gather from that. And the main guy, who you haven't really got a name for yet, it's just the bulky human, turns back towards you and says, well, your sin checks out for certain, but it is not a UCAS sin, and it is not flagged for any crime. Your friend, on the other hand, certainly is not called Bernadette, and most certainly probably did not die 12 years ago, according to the records that I have with me. Now, are you willing to wait here until... I believe this area is Minutemen. Yes, so until Minutemen security arrive?
I don't do so well with police officers. I don't know if that's a good idea.
I'm going to butt in here and tell you that my friend here is actually sinless. We had to try and get him a sin so that he could get a job. That's why we're looking for something extremely low level.
Make a negotiate. You will be at a steep disadvantage. Steep disadvantage. -7.
Alright.
Damn.
Did you roll your first impression to get like who was he negotiating against?
He's still got first impression. It applies to the first
The
meeting,
first
not
impression
just
was
first
on it.
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
It would have been 7 otherwise.
Yeah. Look, I can see you mean well. And you don't strike me as the unreasonable sort. So I'll cut your break. The door's unlocked. And you hear the door click behind you. The sound of a latch retracting. Don't make a scene, and you can leave.
I take my right glove off again and shake his hand and say thank you very much.
He doesn't move to shake your hand. He just stays there. He just stares straight ahead. He's deliberately not paying attention to you now.
I motion for blowback together.
Okay, I stand up and we leave, I guess.
Okay. You walk out. No one really notices. You walk out the door. Again, the people on the door give you a little bit of a look. And then you're out of their sight around the corner.
Well,
Right.
that went beautifully. We gotta solve that sin problem of yours, man.
Drac.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
It's alright, man. We did what we could. Unfortunately, it just didn't go that way.
That was our in, mate. That was our in. We Null Sheen. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll have to sort it out. I don't think the other guys are gonna be happy, but we gave it the best we could, unfortunately, with given the resources we have.
We tried. We didn't get shot. That's a win. Of course, it didn't work out. We'll just have to try again.
Yep. All right, so we start making our way back to, I guess, public transport is what I'm going to use to get back to the lockup.
Okay, sure. Your lifestyle is...
Middle.
You've got public transport access. You've got an Oyster card. Bus pass. You're good. Kaba, your lifestyle
My
is...
lifestyle is... How much?
Yeah, that'll be 10 million. Can't hear you, by the way.
Can't hear me?
There we go. We can hear you now. You must be
Oh,
like have a
good.
very low.
I'll be the noise gate.
Yeah.
I'll be the noise gate.
Okay. So, a little while later, about an hour and a half, you eventually make it back to the lockup. Probably a little bit less actually. You're not that far away. Probably about 40 minutes.
Shoot a message over to Pseudo that just says no in at the hotel, not hiring unfortunately. Barely got out with our skin. And then I'm gonna relay what happened to Pug as well, so that he's appraised of the entire situation.
Whilst I'm floating around my double helix library, whatever, kind of push my study materials aside for a moment and bring his AR window to the forefront. I said, "What happened? I'm surprised you weren't able to get in. You're pretty amazing with mechanics. Were they just not interested, or?"
Sins got flagged when we went in. It raised enough suspicion to where they weren't willing to take a chance on us. Luckily, Caber was able to talk us out of it, and so they were going to call Lone Star on us or Minutemen or whoever. They had the cops on the way, but Caber talked us out of it, and so they unlocked the door and let us leave and just counted it as a
I mean, you've got a rating 3.
Yeah, my sins seemed to be okay. I think what ended up happening is that Caber's flagged something with IT when we walked into their security room. And so after that point, it was all just kind of a shitstorm.
Blowback, if you pay attention to your sin now and you look at it, you realize that what he said, your sin isn't flagged as a criminal sin. Now, criminal sins, for instance, your real sin is a criminal sin. It is specifically marked as a criminal sin. It very much flags everywhere you go. People will watch you. Your fake sin isn't a criminal sin. It's also a British UK sin, not a UCAS sin, which your real sin would be. And considering what he said, it's probably that he went, and then he paid attention to your friend and realized something was afoot.
Okay.
Right, so what? Fine. You need new sins. Are those sins burnt?
My sin appears to be good. I mean, it definitely raised some questions just because it didn't sync up with the story that I was telling. But I think they were willing to let that go based on the fast talk that Caber was spitting. I think it was ultimately Caber's rating one that got us into trouble there.
Well,
I would definitely recommend he get a new one.
I mean, if they rose questions based on what you were saying, then that could mean anything. Just tread carefully with that sin, I guess.
Yeah.
If I mean, I don't know. You say they just let you walk, so what happened there? They were just okay with it? They didn't want a scene or something?
Yeah, fast talk. I think they didn't want the police showing up at their high-class location with people getting dragged out in zip ties or whatever, so...
Best case scenario, they don't even record what happened. It literally didn't happen, and that's would be great if that's the case, but you just tread carefully. I mean, I know that you only just got that made, but if they've already put something on there, I mean, maybe just don't put too much faith in it. But yes, if Caber's sin got you in trouble, then
apparently
message me. I'll see what Larry can do.
Yeah, his sin died 12 years ago, and so that thing's gonna... I mean, if anybody even does like a fucking cursory check, we're in deep shit with that one, which was... I wasn't expecting it. I mean, everything went fine until he was dead 12 years ago, and then after that point, the conversation kind of took a nosedive.
Well, on the plus side, with the sounds of it, he managed to talk you out of the situation. I'll be honest, if I had been there and my sin had died 12 years ago, we'd still be there. So, you know, there's blessings and there's curses, but yeah, definitely get him to hit me up. So what's the plan now? That was pretty important. I mean, that was our A plan. Do we move to B then?
It sounds like... I don't know if we can go back in there without getting arrested, so ultimately, if we're going to go back in there, it's going to be clandestine, it's going to be undercover, and it's going to be high stakes, most importantly.
As you say this, you're currently going through an AR comm call with Pseudo as you get off your bus and you walk into the garage. And as you talk about clandestine and high stakes, you walk in on Pug giant troll in front of you, yet again putting the tiny little ceramic figure on top of your van in different places.
Oh, found
sigh.
the perfect spot on a tool bench near the van so we can watch over the misery machine, make sure we're all good, safe.
You find a lovely spot, just turn it just right, currently adjusting it.
Please tell me it's the most horrendous feng shui ever.
Roll.
I sigh. It's like, God help us all.
It'll be magic at -1 because you wouldn't have the linked skill for it, so magic at -1.
Magic -1.
Yeah.
I get to roll 2 dice. Hey!
Your vague knowledge of feng shui, you kind of think this is probably an area where it may be okay, possibly, maybe, but you haven't more than like a faint inkling. You just have this faint, maybe this is possibly something I read that this is a good place, but maybe it's just a burger I had last night while I was out. I'm not sure.
It's that brain fart.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Was
I
it
mean,
the
you haven't
kebab
really
or
studied
was it
feng
actually-
shui. You're not really that magical tradition,
Yeah.
so...
Okay, so back to my call with Pseudo. I don't know, man. I think we should, I think we just gotta go ahead with Plan B, which I guess was Caber making introductions and hoping we can either bribe somebody to slip something into food or him doing it or something along
Okay.
those lines, because I'm
I mean,
thinking that...
it would have been better if we could cover all the angles just
Yeah,
to make sure. But remember, there is always the gym.
yeah,
You
agreed.
can always try and do something there, and you do have a membership there. But yeah, sure.
We know he picks up water bottles there. We just
Have you
get
brought
access.
Caber up to speed on the other parts of the plan?
Yeah, I think
backups,
we
yeah?
should... Yeah, I don't know if we should have everybody here when we talk about it so that everybody's appraised, or if you just want me to go ahead and give him a synopsis here, either way.
I mean, if you really think I need to be there, but I have faith in you being able to say it. Honestly, I'm kind of working on something right now that is probably going to be important for the run. I haven't had much time to do with it. It's I don't want to really stop it. I can if you absolutely need me to, but you know, it might not have everything ready by the time that it's go time if I do.
Okay, you do your thing, man. Make sure that your ends are covered. Don't worry about
Okay.
don't worry about us over here.
I'd rule that you can have, you know, you can join in that conversation via AR, etc., whenever you want, and that's not a problem at all if you want to do that.
Okay. Well, you know, if you need any sort of clarity or there's any sort of question, do just ring me. But I'm staying here for now. I've got a good place. You know, I feel comfortable here. It's conductive to my studies. So, but I'm on my comlink as always. So, catch you later, man.
All right, for sure.
Back out my 3D sort of holographic globe. It's not even just like a globe of information. It's actually 3-dimensional text. It's not even just lots of text. It's 3 dimensions. It's very complicated. Very cool also.
I mean, that's actually pretty low tech. I mean,
Brilliance.
these days, most things are full motion video, etc., when you'd make a call. So you could have, like, little simulacre of blowback in front of you.
No,
talking to you.
I'm talking about my programming.
Oh,
my,
your programming. Yes,
complex
yeah.
thing,
Very, very complicated.
Very complex, very form. Wow.
Pretty much.
Yes.
That's exactly
Much
it.
form.
But yeah,
That's Helix.
you're now all, apart from Pseudo, in the lockup.
Okay.
Number of different
so-
cars next to you in various states of broken downness. Your pink van, looking pretty good.
I mumble under my breath. Oh great, the fucking Trog is here.
Don't
Alright,
worry,
everybody.
he doesn't have good ears. He don't hear it.
Yeah, no perception. So plan A is down, everybody. The initial plan to get into the hotel as a worker, unfortunately, just didn't pan out. And it's nobody's fault. It went as good as it could have gone. We all put the best foot forward, and unfortunately that's a dead end, so we got to cut that one off. Next plan up is to have Caber make an introduction with Tiny as a fight promoter or as somebody who's looking to do some kind of marketing campaign and to wine and dine him, get out to dinner and lace the food in one way or another. I think we're going to have to go forward. I just talked with Pseudo, and I think we both are in agreement that Plan A is out. And obviously you guys are open to vote too, but I don't really want to go back into the hotel. It's a bad idea. Last time we went in there, we almost got arrested. We got out
I-
because quick talk worked, but
I can't go back into the hotel.
aside from that, Caber, we need to see towards getting you a new sin. I don't know what your financial situation is, but I think we all need at least something that can check out. Because that didn't help basically. It was just like a minor tidbit that unfortunately hosed us a little bit right there. And
Yeah,
so we need to see after fixing that.
We'll definitely need to see about that. And with Caber's right hand, he quickly taps out a message to Blowback and says, "I'm in skin. I
Okay.
have no money."
Okay, I AR back real fast. Gotcha. That aside, we need to get the fighter out to dinner then, and we need to come up with a way to either pay a cook to lace it, which I think would be safer. It's in the back. Nobody's going to see. The cook just does it while he's doing his normal work. Cooks don't get paid a whole lot, even at nicer places, and so I'm willing to bet there's probably somebody willing to take the payout. As aside from you sneaking something into the food while he's like in the bathroom or something like that, I don't trust that. It'd be easier to put money on it and guarantee somebody's going to get it done. But from there, I've got a gym membership. I met Tiny the other day while you were gone at the
met
gym.
Tiny.
Yeah, I met him.
But
He
he
knows
should
me
have
as-
said this to me.
Yeah, sorry, man. It kind of
That's
slipped my
alright,
mind
man.
in the excitement of the hotel. That's why I brought it up in the car, though.
Yeah, no, Shane.
And told you we might run into him there. He knows me as Carmine Jacobs, so everybody here
Yeah,
knows that he knows me as Carmine Jacobs. I can go to the gym and you can come as my sponsor again, and we can keep barking up that tree. But I really think it'd be better if I went in there and you just kind of came in and were like a hotshot marketing guy, coming with just kind of his background, pictures, that sort of thing, just trying to make it seem like a money-making opportunity. Or even better, he seems like a guy who's really concerned about the community. Make it into like a charity event conversation. It's a good way
Yeah,
to butter him up.
Yeah, I think that's probably better than going money making. From what Pseudo sent me a couple of things yesterday while I was basically off grid. He sent me a couple of things, and yeah, I definitely seems like the guy wouldn't be that open to big money, and he'd be more interested in helping people out.
He warmed up to me real quick when I started talking about the fact that I was a reformed criminal. It seemed like he definitely had opened up kind of a sweeter spot on him, so I'd work that soft jaw as much as possible.
Yeah, well, I definitely think that our in is still that I'm your sponsor. That I'm trying to make it seem like I'm helping you out get through your drug habit, and even if we go so far as saying that I've went through this and I just want to pay back and help people out.
Yeah. And then use that to lead into whatever humanitarian thing or whatever neighborhood relief type thing
Yep,
that we want to get him out to dinner with.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's fine. I'm not sure we should ditch the entire idea of the hotel though. What about other angles of getting in there? What about having like an inspection? Those things still happen in this day and age.
What sort of inspection are we talking about? Like a government one?
Could be municipal, could be a safety inspection.
Okay. But we would have to I feel like that would be pretty heavy on Pseudo. He's tied down right now. We would need somebody to either manufacture the inspection so we have some legitimacy to be there. And that's talking about fucking around with government systems right there. That could get us into trouble real fast.
I don't know what the frag you are hoping for. I mean, like, I've been compromised, Blowback's been compromised. The only people that are left are you, who've already been there looking for a home or something, and then Pseudo, who has, I mean, between us, the charisma of a fucking brick.
That's true. I didn't even think about the fact that he and I are both compromised. That aside from the plan, that eliminates the person that you would need me in there to install whatever mechanics during the inspection, or at the bare minimum, you need Caber in there to do the talking. And so that's kind of hosed too. Whereas I like the direction it was going, and unfortunately, we just don't have the ins anymore after the botching the plan in the hotel. I think we should run down the plan B. I mean, that's might as well get on it, and if that fails, we'll start coming up with more and more desperate plans.
Okay. So what's the plan, guys?
Well, if you guys are looking to wine and dine him and drug his food, do we know specifically what we would need for that? And do we know when it needs to be applied to his food for it to actually be relevant for the fight?
I will roll medicine.
Do you have any knowledge of street drugs? Any background in that?
No, aside from being in a go gang, so they're always dealing drugs and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, I don't have anything specific on the character sheet, but
Okay, in which case, it'd
character history.
just a medicine roll will be okay then.
Okay, so you don't want. Okay, that's fine.
It could have been such a good glitch. 2 successes.
I love that. I love how honest he is. He's like, I wish you glitched that one. Oh my lord, that would have been good.
Would have been kind of funny. What are you looking for then? What are you looking for to know?
Drugs that would show up in a piss test for a troll without making him get high or anything like that, essentially.
This close to the date, probably most drugs are very low level. You wouldn't even need that much. Would probably show up. You wouldn't really need to worry about the dosage. You could just decrease the dosage to a point where effectively it wouldn't really affect him that much. It depends what drugs you want. Some drugs will get him high. Some drugs will just be effectively like metabolism boosters and stuff. Things like, you know, certain like awakened steroids and genetically enhanced steroids that people use. Those won't even give you really a high. But if you give him a very low level, even give him a normal level, it'll still show up in a blood test or a urine test. So, like, you're good on those ones. In terms of other stuff, you're pretty sure that most things will show up in a urine test. There's nothing you can think of out hand that doesn't, except for special like drugs that are deliberately designed to not be in your body after a certain time. But most street drugs are perfectly fine.
All right, guys. So we could.
Sorry, go ahead. So anyway, we are looking for something that is going to make it look like he's trying to enhance himself for the fight, because that was Raj's bigger payoff, was make it look like he's trying to get an edge.
Yeah. Awakened steroids sound good then. If we could get him to ingest awakened steroids, so we'll need to hit up a fixer, but I'm sure somebody here has a fixer that can come up with that shit. It's not that uncommon. It might cost us some money, but we got a big payoff coming if we can pull this through, so I figure it's all in.
I'm sure Jake could that up.
Yeah, if we can get the awakened steroids, and we can just get it into a super, a drink or something like that. I mean, I know normally that shit is injected, but, I mean, bloodstream's a bloodstream, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, what about a backup plan? Any possibility that we could get something like that into one of the water bottles at his gym? Because you saw him drinking from one of those.
I think it was a sealed water bottle. He didn't get it from like a tap or anything like that. So my assumption then was that we would have to compromise whoever delivers the water. And we would specifically have to have them lace the water. So that would be another bribe payout, unless we wanted to strong arm it, but I wouldn't recommend that. I'm trying to go in real light on this one. I don't want to leave any footprints considering what's happened with the last few runs. So either way, we're looking at bribes. We either bribe a cook or we bribe a water delivery guy.
I mean,
and those are both valid plans.
How much does he actually need? Could we lace the top of the water bottle with it?
Not much. I mean, we're real close to the fight date, so
we don't need to get it in the water. Even if we just lace the part that he's going to drink out of.
Well, if you're going to go that far, you could, something for the lips, that touch the lips. That might be able to do it, yeah. Or even something like a towel, something they might put on his forehead or his face.
I mean, how does this stuff really need to be ingested? What do I need to do?
Should I make another medicine check on that one?
Oh, well, you know that there are steroids that you can have by ingestion that come in capsule form. They come by, intravenous. There aren't many that you could do via contact. That is the downside. There aren't many steroids you could do that would show up well in the system. There are certain steroidal creams, but they're generally not used for metabolism enhancement. You probably could use them. They might look a little bit odd. It would look more medical.
I think we should go
generally.
with the capsule idea. Essentially, we just take whatever powder's in the capsule. Usually, it's mostly flour, anyways, just to pad the damn thing. And I think it would dissipate better in food. I would worry that it might make any type of liquid maybe like cloudy or something like that. And who's gonna drink out of a cloudy sealed water bottle? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're better off if it's something like a beer or anything that's kind of expected to be slightly cloudy.
Yeah, or just like soup or a food or something like that that it could disappear into. So yeah, I agree, like a bisque or something.
Yeah, so okay, we'll stick plan A. I get him out for something, posing as this humanitarian with a great idea that we need to get Tiny in on. Plan B, then we'll go desperate, trying to get him to ingest something that's on his water bottle.
Yeah, I'd make the connection and set up the dinner first, and then from there, we'll talk to cooks. And I mean, I assume you'll be talking to the cook since you're the guy with the magic voice here, and we'll just slip money to whoever we need to slip money to in order to get it into the food.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess the sooner the better then. Might as well set it up as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I can. Do I have Tiny's comm code? I don't remember if he gave me this comm code or not.
I believe you did, yeah. If you hadn't,
so
to be fair, it'd be on the back of the brochure if you need to contact him for the place that he gave you.
Okay, so I'm gonna hand that off to Caber, and I'm gonna say I've got Tiny's comm code right here. The conversation went better than I expected. I didn't bring that up either, but the guy and I kind of hit it off a little bit. I got to spar with him for a little while, and so anyways, I do like your plan as a sponsor. That would be, you call him, you say, hey, I heard from Carmine that you let him come to the gym or whatever. I'm his sponsor, and I've got this thing that I think you'd be interested in.
I think
Or you can just go meet him at the gym.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot better if we met face to face.
But Bob was there. I forgot to mention Bob was at the gym, so I don't know if he goes there a lot. But Bob was definitely at the gym, and Tiny seemed to insinuate that he was trying to clean his life up. But I saw him like handing something off to somebody, kind of like off the record. Like he definitely didn't want people to see that he was handing something off. So I think he's dealing in the gym.
Typical fucking Bob.
Typical
Well, I'm
fucking Bob.
sure if it comes to it, we'll deal with Bob.
Okay, just be warned, he may be in there.
Well, if
Well,
he's
shit.
if he's dealing in there and he's told Tiny that he's sober and is keeping off it, then we have so much leverage on Bob that I am not worried.
Blowback, make
Okay.
a intuition plus logic -1.
Poor Bob.
Three hits, okay. So you know that while people deliberately going for like muscle enhancement and stuff don't tend to use creams for that, you can get like certain like steroidal creams, but the biggest way to get certain things that are kind of banned in sport, and that are creams if you want contact, is there are certain like male enhancement fertility drugs which are effectively just like random muscle enhancement and similar crap that they just chuck into a cream form. And while this is not beneficial in any way for anyone actually at all doing nearly anything, it will show up in a urine test because again you're just putting another effectively it's an anabolic steroid into your body. Probably would just look like he'd had some random crap in there as well, depending on what they mix it with though. But if you did want a contact version, you could use that.
And everyone would know why they call him Tiny.
This gets worse and worse for poor Tiny. We were just going after his job. Now we're going after his manhood too.
No,
It's
you're going
ugly.
over his job, now you're going over his Johnson.
Yeah, it's just emasculate the poor bastard and destroy his entire life. Can't even leave him with his balls and his word. Gotta take it all.
Okay, so have you got any further plans?
Did you want me to go, Caber, or did you just want to head over to the gym and make the introduction yourself?
I want you with me.
Okay, yeah. He definitely doesn't want the troll with him. All right.
I think you mean the trog.
I don't
make
use that sort of
perception
language.
check.
I'm a gentleman.
Oh goodness.
Minus
That's just
-2
intuition
because
plus
Kay was
perception.
whispering.
We have sub-vocal mics. Stop whispering.
You wouldn't be wearing them all the time, they're a little bit uncomfortable.
Oh.
Not a critical
I don't
glitch,
hear
sadly,
nothing.
but no. I'd like to see a critical glitch, by the way, on overhearing an insult. It would be like, Caber says that you're actually a stand-up guy.
Yeah,
good.
pretty
Slip and
much.
fall
Yeah.
and impale your ear on a pencil.
Caber
You
says
didn't
you're
even notice the
absolutely
whisper.
amazing. You're the best guy ever.
Okay, so what time is it right now? Do we have time to head over to the gym, or should we wait
It's
till
just after
tomorrow?
midday. I mean, you set off early to go to the old place. That's the first thing you did today, so yeah.
Hope you're not wearing the suit anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on my normal clothes, and then we'll just head over to the gym, I guess, on public
Okay.
transport. It's getting expensive for you, buddy.
Caber's got a day ticket. For certain parts of London, but he has a day ticket for 10 million. So yeah, you head over, you get to Large and Tiny's. Lovely boxing gym. There's a couple of guys
Nice.
hanging out out front. Someone's smoking something.
Okay.
Can I roll perception to see what they're smoking?
Yeah, I'll
Sure.
perception it too.
This is the sheer fun of it.
2 for blowback. You don't have any real knowledge between the two of you of street drugs in your background, in terms of your knowledge skills and stuff. They're smoking something. There is a certain sort of musky smell to whatever it is as you go past. It's definitely self-rolled. Might be vaguely illegal. You don't instantly recognize it, though, but you're pretty sure that you've smelled this before somewhere. And it certainly isn't around anywhere, like, high class.
All right. Well, I head inside. I've got my gym membership and everything, so I'm just gonna walk in like I'm supposed to be there because I am.
Okay. So, you walk on in.
I'm gonna perception check the room when we walk in
I was about to
for
say,
Tiny
yeah.
and anything else that's going on.
2 successes. Okay. Kaywood, do you want to make a perception check as you walk in?
Yep.
Two successes each. That is enough to notice that along one side of the wall there are like little pictures of members, and you do notice that one of them is a familiar orc face with kind of one slightly bruised and sunken eye. One of his tusks is slightly snapped. It's Bob. But yeah,
Is
he's
Bob the guy?
not in there that you actually see. But he does have a membership picture on the side of the wall. And you notice that there is a familiar troll figure for you, Blowback. KB is seeing him for the first time outside of the pictures that Pseudo has dug up for you. He's a 3-meter tall, almost, troll whose muscles have muscles, as Pseudo put it last episode. He looks stacked. Head's maybe a little bit smaller than you expect for someone of that like body mass, but other than that, he's a pretty large fella, and he's currently down to effectively what is a pair of like just over knee-length shorts, and a very small sort of vest top, which on him really looks like it's being overstretched. And he's currently talking a dwarf through how to, properly throw a punch without, just doing one wild haymaker and breaking his wrist. No, it's okay. You got to throw it. You got to keep your wrist straight when you do that. Don't break your wrist, or then you won't be able to throw a punch for a while. So if you keep your wrist straight and you bring it round like that, just go for a short jab.
I motion to Kaber. That's our guy over there. In case you didn't know. Remember, he knows me as Carmine Jacobs, but just call me Carmine and it'll be fine.
Milsheen Carmine. Let's just let's wait until he's finished with the guy that he's talking to. I don't want to interrupt him.
All right, so I go to find a heavy bag. I'm gonna punch the heavy bag for a little bit, and then Kaber can just like stand there and watch me doing it all sexy like. Just like, "Argh."
Okay, Blowback, you start punching the heavy bag in your everyday clothes. Cool.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, your everyday clothes probably is like just t-shirt and stuff, so it's not like you're doing this with like a dress shirt on. You're fine.
Yeah.
Kaber, you're still wearing your suit?
Yep.
Okay, distinctive style is certainly paying off for you. So what we have is an elf in a brilliant white suit. Little bit of a stain on one of the legs where you tried to bleach it, but it's very minor. Red tie, black shirt, watching a dwarf use a heavy bag.
There's still a stain on one of the legs. That's why I took it to
Ever
a
so
specialist.
slight. The problem is bleach has a way of destroying the dyes.
Yeah.
It's not the best thing to use on certainly some synthetic fabrics. But yeah, they've done their best. It's very minor. You can see it because you're looking for it. Other people, it's on your leg, it's on the back sort of side, and it's very minor. they probably wouldn't see it unless they were deliberately looking. Yeah. But yes, to your eyes, it is annoying and it sticks out. Okay, so 25 minutes go past, and Tiny finishes up with the dwarf, and he sort of nods to him. He picks up this bottle, which you notice is full of some sort of brown, cloudy liquid, and he chugs the entire thing down, and then noticing you, Blowback, he walks over. Hi, didn't expect to see you back so soon. How's it working out for you?
It's working out pretty well, man. It's working out pretty well. I like the place, and I like the vibe you gave me last time, so I want to spend more time here. But I brought my friend with me this time.
I take off my right glove and extend a hand. Say, hey, how's it going?
Good to meet you. And basically, this giant fist, more like some sort of like pillow, is wrapped around your hand and gives you a surprisingly, you know, gentle but firm handshake.
Honestly, when Carmine was talking to me about you, I could not believe that he had spoke to the Tiny. Man, it's an honor. It's an honor to meet you.
Oh, that's perfectly okay. Don't worry about it. And he kind of looks kind of abashed, not sure what to do.
Sorry. Let me introduce myself. My name's James. I'm actually Carmine's sponsor. He told me that he'd already said to you that he's had a couple of issues in his past, and yeah, I mean, I'm just like, I absolutely love the guy. I'm just trying to get him back on the straight and narrow, you know. And he told me about you, and honestly speaking, I fanboyed so hard when he said that he'd met you that I just needed to come and meet you myself.
Oh, that's perfectly okay. I mean, it's pretty hard being on the straight and narrow, not in a world like this.
Totally agree. I mean, I went through it about, must be about 6 years ago now, that I went completely sober. I stopped doing absolutely everything, and yeah, I mean, it's changed my life. So anything I could do to help someone else that's going through the exact same thing.
Make an etiquette roll. I'm not even gonna roll.
I give up.
Yeah, I plead the fifth. Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It looks like it's worked out pretty well for you.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, basically, since it all happened, I decided just to kind of focus my life on helping other people, and I've actually got a fantastic opportunity that I think you would be really interested in. It's basically helping local street kids kind of get off the street and get into something, you know, a bit more fulfilling for their lives. It's just going to keep them out of crime, keep them off drugs, and you know, keep them on the straight and narrow.
And how are you planning on doing that?
Well, I mean, obviously this isn't the place to talk about it. How about I take you out for something to eat? I mean, nothing fancy. Like, I'm not one of those people that are in these, you know, hoity-toity places. We go out, grab some grub, and I'll talk to you over maybe a couple of beers. How does that feel?
Well, I'm afraid that I'm not on the beer at the moment. I'm training for a match, as you probably know.
Hey, well, you know,
I mean, if you want to discuss it, we can go into the manager's office.
No. I mean, that's far too formal. I mean, like, surely we can just have a little informal chat, you know?
Roll me negotiate. At minus...
Fast talk?
Yeah, I'll let you have fast talk. At -5, though, because you were like, oh, I don't want to be too formal as just walking into the manager's office and having a chat. I will take you out to dinner. And also, he's a little bit suspicious. He gets a lot of people trying to take advantage of the disenfranchised and poor around here, so... And also, you do stick out like a sore thumb in this neighborhood.
-5 +2.
I love the
There you
chat picked up on that as well, because like, he was like, "Yeah, I've been on the straight and narrow. I've quit drinking. Everything. Let's go out for a couple of beers."
go. I quit drugs. Beer is fine.
Let's not bleach all
It's just so
enjoyment
good.
from life here.
I know, right?
So good.
You didn't bleach everything from the suit.
Ooh.
Wow.
Fucking
No!
real, man.
Bullshit.
Wow.
This is not the first silver-tongued white-robed elf that he's had in his place trying to sweet talk him here.
I mean,
Brag
that's
my
very
life.
nice of you, but I'm afraid that I'll have to pass. I'm very busy at the moment, and frankly, we get a lot of people coming in here, and with all these offers of helping the disenfranchised and poor, and I feel that we're doing a good enough job as we can through our boxing gym. I mean, if you have anything else that you can add, I would be more than willing to talk to you. If you want to step into the manager's
Trying to
office.
become American.
He has. It happens sometimes. I'm sorry.
Why? I liked
Hey.
that before.
In the meantime, I'm asked Tiny what he was drinking over there. Was that like your power potion? Is that where the haymaker comes from?
Oh, I don't do any power potions. That's just a protein shake.
Happened to the accent.
I know, I can't help it sometimes.
I really liked the other.
I know, I liked it too. It's based off the
This is
bartender
what
from
you've
Ghost in
done
the
to him.
Shell.
Talking about drinking bloody beer. You've thrown him off his game. You've
not
completely
like-
changed his accent. You have messed him up in a bad way, you wretch.
I mean, stop it. I mean, like, if you don't have the time to grab a bite to eat, then I'll happily come into the manager's office and give you a quick cliff notes on what I'm kind of after.
Oh, okay, very well. I'll be happy to have you come over to the manager's office then. Just 1 second. And he walks over to the manager's office, opens the door, walks inside, then pops his head out like 10 seconds later and he motions you forwards.
Right, head on in.
I think both me and Steege in real life are having to roll will to try and resist the effects of this accent.
It's pretty, yeah.
We are cringing so hard.
While they're gone, I'm gonna roll perception. Is there a refrigerator, or like where is he getting these protein shakes from? I'm gonna try and verify.
Sure, roll perception. 2 is high enough. You notice that he took the bottle with him as he went into the manager's office. You suspect that there might be one in there. You can't see one around the gym other than you can see a big sort of refrigerator with water bottles in them. That looks like it used to be a pay-to-use kind of deal, but it's just sort of currently displaying 3, and it's just displaying a 0 price, so it's obviously been set so that people can have 3 water. There's also another little fridge over to the side of it, which has a see-through front, which it just says members use only.
I'm gonna go over and look inside the fridge. Do I notice any security cameras around?
No, you don't.
Okay, we'll look at the fridge, and I wanted to look for the specific drink inside the fridge.
Sure. You look inside. In the water bottle fridge, it's just waters, easy brand cartons, see-through. It's just water. In the members' fridge, there's a couple of things. Nothing that matches his protein shake, as far as you can tell. There's a couple of things in there. Something that's bright blue and looks rather like galling to your senses in some regards. But other than that, there's nothing in there really. I mean, there's a couple of other protein shakes, but they're kind of different colors and different bottles. And in fact, you saw one person put theirs in a minute ago, so you're pretty sure neither of those is Tiny's.
I'm gonna AR message Caber and say, watch for where he got that drink from. In the office.
Okay, so as immediately you enter the office, you see a small fridge sitting behind the desk, just under one of the sideboards.
Can I roll perception? No, I'm kidding. I'm guessing that
Perception,
that's
you
where
really
his
see the
protein
fridge.
shake
You see that he no longer has the bottle in his hand.
Alright, can I see what he done with the bottle?
Sure. I mean, the fridge doesn't have a see-through front, this one, so...
Alright, okay. No. I'm gonna guess that it went in the fridge.
You could draw that summary.
Yes, that's what I am surmising.
Please, if you want to sit down. He kind of sits down in this chair, which is one of these sort of like... It's a spindly wooden chair that has been reinforced with metal struts to take troll weight, but he certainly is a lot larger than the chair.
Alright, so and I say, so, the opportunity that I was wanting to raise with you is basically we are looking to get all of the disenfranchised kids, you know, I mean, from this local area. I mean, I live here. I live like 2 blocks down the road, and you always see them. They're hanging out on street corners. I mean, I don't know about you, but the amount of times that I've been asked to go into one of the local off licenses and buy them some alcohol, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous, to be fair. There needs to be something around here for the kids to do. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to gather money so that we can get these kids into something that'll take their energy out and also keep them off the streets. So what I was actually wanting to talk to you about was getting the kids in here, and obviously as a charity we're looking for some reduced membership fees so that we can get the kids in here to practice some martial arts, to learn something, you know, something that they can really get their teeth into.
Make a fast talk. You'll be at -4 because you've already failed once, but that was pretty good.
Thanks.
Tiny's just gonna roll another 5.
I know.
yeah.
What is that?
You need 6.
Is Tiny a face? This is killing me.
That was 5.
If he
Successes
beats
on
that
6
goddamn 5, I will walk away. I will throw things.
Tiny's dice is really fucking loving them.
There's something in that drink, man.
What was that?
Plot twist, he's already on drugs. He's gonna fail anyways.
Okay. I mean, you're a bit of a fan, aren't you? So, you won't mind putting a small donation towards, you know, the work we're doing here?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I mean, what were we looking at? Like, what would you like? I am more than happy to donate towards what you do. I mean, like I says, I am a total fan of the work that you do here.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, you're obviously a bit of a... And you're wearing this kind of immaculate, freshly dry clean suit. Beautiful tie, gloves, looking really slick. He's gonna do a judge intentions, I guess.
Oh, he's on to you. You're sinister as fuck.
4 successes.
Damn.
What is up with this dude's dice? Holy shit!
So, judging from your attire and the way you make yourself up, you definitely make yourself up to be, you know, good looking, you know, like you come from some sort of money, etc., blah, 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 don't you?
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm sure you can find, you know, 5k Noyen to support our cause.
For 5k Noyen, I need to get that approved through finance.
Finance?
Yeah, I mean, like, I can't. Yeah, of course. I mean, I can't. There's no way that I can spill that myself. But let me go and talk to my people, and we'll give me a couple of days. We'll definitely get that approved. I mean, 5k Nuyen for what you do here is just a drop in the ocean. Like, obviously, I have the utmost respect for what you're doing. I mean, in all fairness, you're trying to do exactly what we're trying to do, except we're trying to do it on a massive scale.
Can I hear what's going on right now in the office through our...
Yeah, sub vocals on.
Yeah, effectively you can
broadcasting this
have
to
your
everyone.
comm
Yeah.
basically taking passive and just sending over to him. So yeah, you can hear that if you want.
I'm gonna come over on his AR and say pin him down to a dinner. If we're paying money, pin him down to a dinner.
I mean,
Make him do it.
if you could make that 5k Noyen happen, that'd be really good, and it would, you know, be a lot of money to help support the kids around here. If you can make it happen, then I'd be more than willing to go to a dinner with yourself and try and, you know, work something out.
Oh, definitely. That will be... Honestly, as I've already said, you're such an inspiration, and I didn't want to say this, but you're one of the main reasons that I started doing what I'm doing. I mean, I used to watch the trids of some of the stuff that you do, and it is just incredible. So that's pretty much why I got into helping the disadvantaged. You know, so I would be honored to sit down and have a dinner with you and talk over some of the stuff that we can do and we can accomplish together.
I mean, I would ask you to roll etiquette, and he'd have advantage because, you know, he knows lots of fans, etc., and what they're like. He'd also have disadvantage because he's really uncomfortable about this, but your dice pool is just too good. That said, your dice have been hating you today, so please roll an etiquette test.
Oh, what the turn with a burn.
That was beautifully delivered.
Vicious. Ice cold.
That was really bad, but at the same time, oh so good. Wow.
4. 1. Okay.
Hey!
He looks kind of embarrassed and awkward. It's kind of interesting to see a troll who's dominating probably a good third of this office, kind of squirming in a chair that's actually much smaller than his leg. So, congratulations, that's a life achievement for you.
Sorry, just out of character. Someone in chat just says Caber's laying it on like butter on a biscuit. I just love that. That's so good.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could be of service.
Yeah, totally. I'm so happy that we can work together in the future. And I take my right glove off and go to shake his hand.
He kind of bashfully shakes your hand. More like shaking your fingers, because he doesn't really like go for the full shake. He's kind of a bit abashed at the moment, kind of trying not to get too much in your personal space. Yeah, well, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go meet some of the other folks around here who, you know, aren't as stable in life as you. And he exits
That's
the room.
no problem. I just wanted to say, like, I'll exit with him walking alongside.
Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the work that you've done.
Okay,
helping
so
out
you
Carmine.
exit the room after him. He kind of sidles through the door. You quite easily walk through the door. And he quite quickly walks over to Blowback. Oh,
Hey, how did it go, buddy?
well, your friend is rather intense.
Yeah. He's always trying to sell ketchup to ladies in white and selling ice to Eskimos and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, well, hopefully he should be giving us a, you know, fairly sizable donation.
He's a good guy. He really sincerely is. Like, he's changed a lot of stuff for me, and I think he just sees what you're doing for me over here, too. And I can see this place becoming a very positive thing in my life. Like, I enjoy the spirit that's going on here.
Well, anytime that, you know, you feel you're in trouble or, you know, you're having second thoughts or whatever, then feel free to give me a call. And he sends you the comm code again.
Will do, man. Thanks
you have
for,
him
thanks
now
for being so
as
open.
a connection. He's probably connection 3, loyalty 1 contact.
Okay.
Damn, Blowback getting all the contacts.
Well, I know, everybody, and I can't talk for shit either, so it's like I can't call none of them. You said he was a connection 3,
Yeah,
loyalty
connection
1?
3, loyalty 1.
Okay. Alright, he's all added up. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's nice to have kind of an ally in this whole thing. Sometimes you can feel real alone.
Sure, don't worry about it. If you want to actually have a quick sparring session.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's do it.
I do charge for sparring sessions, but the money goes into running the place.
Yeah. What is it?
59.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay.
Into the tip jar.
59 goes over.
See, this guy's a money-making machine, but he covers it up by acting all, like, demure and like, oh, I'm not guilty, but he's charging for everything.
I mean,
He's a businessman.
give me mechanics at -2.
Mechanics at -2?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be somewhat relevant.
It's a weird roll, but I got it. My mechanics?
Okay, 1, you gather from looking around that judging by the amount of equipment here, judging by how he keeps the place fairly okay considering the neighborhood, that he certainly gets in more money than these 50 Noi a session, 10 Noi a session things cost. So there's definitely money coming in from either like some big sponsors and something, or money coming from other revenue sources. Or he's putting a lot of his personal money into this. That's no possibility. But yeah,
Okay.
he takes you over to the sparring, and you looking to do pad work, or are you looking to do proper spar?
I I'm gonna ask him what he thinks I should do. What do you think I need work on? You see me on the heavy bag back there? What do I need to work on?
What's your strength?
Strength is 3.
I mean, if you want to do some technique work, we can work on that. And if you want to just, work on your strength and so on, we can do some pad work.
Yeah, let's do this thing.
So which one? The pad work?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so, he grabs some pads, and for the next sort of hour, he sort of coaches you through, throwing different punches into the pads and sort of just getting some, effectively, strength training in terms of, doing some fast pummeling and then working on some of the more elaborate hooks.
Cool.
Make a perception check. 2 successes. You see, as you're probably about 30, 40 minutes in, Bob, the orc, wearing this sort of gold tarnished chain, tracksuit, but with like kind of a weird combination. He's got like a jacket over the top, almost like a dinner jacket. It's very weird. Bob's an interesting character. No hair, shaven head. Still got a bit of a swollen eye, but it's starting to go down, and one of his teeth is now actually metal rather than like plated. It's actually just got a bit of metal on the end, which is making up for the broken tooth that he originally had. And he walks in. Let's see if he notices you. Actually, his intuition is, and he doesn't have perception. Doesn't notice you.
Yay!
And you see him walk over to a couple of guys over to one side. There's a human and an elf there. Something goes on when he walks away. You can make a perception check if you want to see that.
Yeah, I'll go for one more.
You don't see what it was. And in fact, you're waiting so long, the pad actually kind of hits you in the shoulder faintly. And Tiny goes, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh, it's alright, I'm sorry. I got caught up in my own head for a second.
But yeah, you don't see what it was. He just walks over to a group and then departs again immediately afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. Your hour finishes, and he sort of pulls the ropes up for you at one side. He literally, hand under the bottom rope, whoop, and the ropes go to just over your head height.
Yay! He actually made a gateway for me. I step out of the ring and say thanks.
No problem. And he gets out after you. He goes, "Well, if there's anything else you want to work on, feel free to come back."
Yeah, will do, man. I look forward to seeing you in the future. I think I'm gonna head home now for a little bit, though. It's been about... I think I got my workout in for today. I've used up a bit more sweat than I've put in lately, so I need to get some water or something.
That's a good idea. If you want some water, one of the vending machines over there provides it for free.
Nice. Thanks, man.
Okay.
I go over and get a water.
Grab a water. Nice little bottle. Sealed.
Good stuff. I swig it. And then I start to walk out, indicating to Caber that it's time to leave, I guess.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Yup. Man, we're doing all kinds of perception today.
Would you like
That
me
was
to
a
proceed?
good roll.
Wow.
Blowback. Water tastes interesting.
Okay. Just interesting. Does it have any flavor that I can put a finger on or anything like that?
No.
And that was 4 successes. Wow.
You're not familiar with this, but there's certainly something to it. Like, there's a very vaguely, almost like a slightly gritty taste to it. I mean, it could be one of these weird mineral waters or something, but it doesn't claim to be.
Okay. Upon noticing this, I put the cap back on and I'm going to save some. I'm just going to make sure I keep the bottle of water with me.
Sure.
You better ready to get out of here, Caber?
Yeah, man, if you're finished with your workout, let's get going.
Yeah, I think we're good to go. Let's head on back home.
I'm going to elbow below back and say, "Stop calling me fucking Caber."
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm going to put it up on his AR. Bob was in here. Did you see him come in?
Did I see him come in?
From where you're sitting, yeah, you probably would have seen him come in. Actually, you would have
Yeah,
seen him
well-
come in without any issue because you were effectively sitting on the seats near the door.
Yeah, man, I spotted him. I was just trying to lay low a little bit. Fucking
I was
guys
gonna say I didn't
everywhere.
know if we wanted to tail him or anything like that, or if we just wanted to leave well enough alone.
I want to stay as far away from possible.
All right, man. I understand. Let's get up out of here.
Okay. And the two of them leave, get on the bus, and head back to the lockup. Meanwhile, see those flicking through his effectively internet archive, learning about his new fancy complex form, which is a little bit more interesting than that. It's not just Wikipedia. This is a world where these sort of spiraling forms of, filing cabinets are made up, where files flip over and turn into picture books that then flip over in multiple different facets to display weird 3D holographic bulbs. Pug, as far as we know, is still adjusting that troll just backwards and forwards, just getting it perfect. But that's probably a good point to take our break. So we'll be right back. I think we'll call it an 8-minute break. We'll try and entertain you with a short video in the break like we had at the beginning, although it does seem to have a problem with OBS in that the sound cuts out partway through. It doesn't seem to be certain all the time, so maybe you'll get lucky this time and the sound won't cut out. I'm going to have to look into that and see if there's an issue with OBS I can update. But hopefully we'll be back with you in 8 minutes. Stay with us. I think we're just about to start drugging people. That's probably going to go really well. Like, whenever does that go wrong, right?
He's not even gonna notice. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's just a tiny pill that we gotta put in his butt. It'll work. It'll be great.
That's really okay, though.
Drugged this whole time. Someone else is trying to drug him too. That water's all drugged.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried Lil Raj has gone behind our backs here and is just like doing his own shit without letting us know. I'm a tiny
He can't
concerned.
count on us. He knows that.
I'm a little concerned, but we'll figure it out.
Anyway.
I've got to go and feed the ferrets. Otherwise, they're liable to start eating.
Do you need 8 minutes or do you want like a bit more?
Oh, 8 minutes is fine.
Okay, 8 minutes.
That's more than enough for me too.
See you in a second.